I don't know what that means, to play us out. What does that mean?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most hilarious flubs, awkward mishaps, and fiery moments that have ever tripped up news reporters on live TV.
We pride ourselves on getting it right and having the highest of standards and integrity. Clearly, today, that did not happen.
Number 30. Bug interrupts news report. On-the-ground correspondents certainly don't have it easy. They endure everything from nasty weather to war zones, all while keeping it cool. But for KARK4 reporter Isaiah Carey, that professional front shattered when his segment was interrupted by a very unwelcome guest.
Shit flying in my mouth.
While reporting on the death of a high school student in Augusta, Arkansas, Carey had the misfortune of a large insect flying straight into his mouth. He instantly lost his composure. In a heartbeat, that cool professional newscaster voice morphed into a profane outburst.
The reaction was so honest. Too damn honest.
You could even hear the camera operator cracking up in the background. After all these years, though, we're still curious about what really happened at Augusta High School. Number 29. 10 times the meteorologist. If you've ever thought TV needed way more weather reporters, this graphics glitch has definitely got you covered. In 2021, meteorologist Jennifer McDermott of KMSP in Minneapolis, Minnesota was delivering her run-of-the-mill weather report when things got a little funky.
Ooh, that's funky. What is going... Ooh!
A graphics error caused her to multiply on the screen as she pointed to it, which made for a surreal and hilarious sight. McDermott herself was certainly amused as she played along with the error, making funny movements across the screen, much to the delight of her colleagues. With a sense of humor like hers, we wouldn't mind seeing a few more McDermotts on air.
Whatever button you pushed, don't do it again.
I don't know what happened.
Number 28. Tiny lizard attacks reporter. There's nothing quite like an uninvited insect or animal to throw a reporter off their game. This time, it was Way anchorman Michael Scott, who, in 2002, found himself in a rather scaly situation.
This guy is probably close to 5 feet.
In what was supposed to be a routine interview with a snake wrangler, surrounded by massive reptiles, a tiny gecko decided to steal the spotlight. The lizard leapt from a nearby table and clung onto Scott's jacket, instantly turning him into a flailing mess. His life must have flashed before his eyes as he jerked around like he was being electrocuted and went straight for the floor.
What is this thing jumping at me for, man? He likes you.
We don't mean to laugh at his misadventure, but his co-workers couldn't help themselves either. Number 27. But he's gay. In 2001, American athlete and adventurer Eric Weinmayer made history as the first blind person to reach the summit of Mount Everest. Truly a mind-blowing feat. However, while reporting on the story, Cynthia Isaguirre, a news reporter in Albuquerque, New Mexico, made an on-air blunder that she probably will never live down.
Right after the break, we're going to interview Eric Weinmayer, who climbed the highest mountain in the world, Mount Everest.
Instead of calling Weinmayer blind, Isaguirre confidently described him as gay. Now, we're not entirely sure what was going through her mind, but the emphasis she places on gay, a word that sounds nothing like blind, makes this moment instant comedy gold.
He's gay. He's blind.
If Weinmayer wasn't aware of this new identity before, he certainly is now. Number 26. Running in the snow. It was the perfect texture for running, and apparently even more perfect for slipping and falling. In 2014, Coin 6 news reporter Lisa Balick was out on the streets of Portland, Oregon during a snowstorm when she stopped joggers Chelsea and Michael to talk about the weather.
What have you seen while you've been out running?
It's been a lot of fun. There's a lot of other runners and more skiers than runners for sure. I think they've got a little bit of the advantage with the whole stride and glide thing, but it's too nice to not be out here.
The pair raved about the snow's ideal running conditions, describing it as, quote, very low impact. But mere seconds after their enthusiastic endorsement, Chelsea discovered firsthand that the impact was anything but low when she slipped on a snowy patch and hit the ground hard.
We've seen a lot of people out here, like you said, running, sledding, just enjoying it. One thing, oops, that can happen, unfortunately.
Ouch. That definitely looked like it hurt. But if she says she's fine, who are we to argue? Number 25. Barack Obama's two dads. Most journalists slip up every now and then, but there's something extra amusing when it happens to one of the pros. Case in point, ABC senior correspondent Terry Moran.
Terry Moran, here at the desk, just back from Wisconsin.
That's right. I spent a lot of time in Wisconsin over the years, and, this is the state
that 2 elections in a row has been decided as tight as any other state.
Back in 2008, Moran, then a Nightline co-anchor, was covering the presidential elections and highlighted the historic significance of Barack Obama's nomination. However, while discussing Obama's background, he incorrectly described him as being the son of 2 dads.
Barack Obama, the son of a black man from Kenya and a white man from Kansas.
And the funny thing is, he didn't even catch his own blunder. Sure, Obama having 2 fathers certainly would have been history-making, but we don't think the history books were ready for such a moment at the time. Number 24, reporter taken out by sled. You probably wouldn't expect a sleigh riding race to give you the laugh of a lifetime, but this clip proves to be full of surprises. In 2012, global news reporter Rob Leth was covering an inner tube toboggan race on a snowy mountain.
I've got my trusty stopwatch, and here they come down the hill.
But instead of playing it safe on the sidelines, Leth decided to stand right in the path of the oncoming sled. You can easily guess what happens next, but somehow Leth couldn't. One of the racers plowed into him, launching him into a full flip before he hit the ground.
That was a bad idea. At Riverside Park, Rob Leth, Global News.
We have to hand it to him though. Despite the tumble, Leth manages to sign off like a pro before gracefully collapsing into the snow. Number 23, live from the White House. As a news reporter, it's wise to always assume you are live on the air. Otherwise, you might end up in the same predicament as NBC News reporter Emery King. King was supposed to be reporting live from the White House about President Ronald Reagan's trip to Asia.
Emery King is at the White House this morning. Emery, has the White House more or less set the stage to scrap the trip?
But when Connie Chung threw him a question from the newsroom, King, blissfully unaware that he was live, responded in the most flippant way possible. The look of horror on his face after realizing his blunder was priceless.
Hey, how do I know, Connie? Okay. Oh my God. I'm very sorry, Connie.
Ever the pro, King immediately apologized for his error and transitioned smoothly into his reporter persona. Thankfully, this on-air slip-up didn't put his career in any danger. Number 22, traffic report rap. The news can sometimes be a snooze fest, especially when it comes to the weather and traffic updates. So in 2006, Jenny Stencil, the traffic reporter at WXII-TV in North Carolina, decided to spice things up.
All right, I'm all nervous, but here's my rap.
Rather than the usual commute rundown, Stencil delivered her report as a rap song, or at least what she believed to be a rap song. She struggled to catch the beat, delivering a string of awkward lines that only got cringier by the second.
Now things look nice on 68, and I know you ain't gonna be late.
But hey, at least she did manage to rhyme triad yo with nah 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 no, so that's worth something. Let's just hope her lyrical disaster didn't lead to any real-life crashes. Number 21, the totally brand new technology of touchscreen. Although touchscreen technology has been around for a while and is now practically everywhere, it appears some people are still stumbling upon its wonders. Take ABC7 Chicago meteorologist Greg Dutra, for example. In 2022, even after years on the job, Dutra had his mind completely blown when he accidentally brushed the screen and realized it responded to touch.
Hung up just a little bit. Oh, I moved the map. I didn't know I could do that.
His co-anchor, Terrell Brown, who apparently was also unaware, had to try it out for himself to believe it. Granted, Dutra was shocked to find out it was a touchscreen, but nothing beats his reactions to also learning that it could zoom and tilt. Is this how the first person who discovered fire felt?
What's going on here? All right, anyway, I'm gonna figure this all out.
Number 20, Grammy reporter mixes words. Getting tongue-tied during a news report is a pretty common occurrence for newscasters and reporters, but Serene Branson took it to a whole other level.
Well, a very, very heavy vertation tonight. We had a very Darrison. But let's go to Terrace and look for the head of the pit.
During her news report delivered outside the 2011 Grammy Awards, Branson reportedly suffered a migraine, causing her speech to be garbled and unintelligible. The way she delivers the nonsense words with such conviction tells you that in any other circumstance, Branson is a complete professional, and that there's more to this error than meets the eye. A very heavy vertation indeed. Number 19, Beagle takes studio by storm. Animals can make for unpredictable partners on TV. And though that can make life difficult for their handlers, from a viewer's perspective, the results are always hilarious.
Here comes Friday. Hey.
Weatherman John Ziegler learned this the hard way when Griffey, the studio beagle, insisted on a game of fetch during the forecast. Ziegler quickly gives in and engages the dog, which proves to be his undoing. Griffey returns to the weatherman again and again, even hitting the green screen in his excitement.
He's making me work today. I thought men could multitask, right? All right, 26 tonight. It'll get a little bit, the fake throw, it worked.
Although Ziegler smiles through it, you can see him becoming progressively worn down as he weathers the playful but sudden storm of energy. Number 18, eating floor grape nuts. The 5-second rule couldn't save this newscaster. During a live broadcast, weatherman Scott Haney decided to snack on what he thought were some grape nuts strewn on the floor.
Let's go to the roads, please.
I can't believe you just ate that.
You can't?
As fellow anchors mock him for his odd on-air choice, Haney's facial expressions soon give away that he too is having second thoughts. But viewers soon got an update that made everything worse.
My cat threw up, and I must have stepped in it, and that's what I ate.
Disgusting.
I thought it was grape nuts. I ate cat vomit.
In the Trending Now segment, Haney reveals that what he thought were grape nuts was actually cat vomit he tracked into the studio on his shoes. Well, that explains why the so-called grape nuts were a little soggy. It was a funny reveal, but also rather revolting. Number 17, the completely wrong clip. When it comes to producing video content, editing is crucial. One mistake can throw off an entire segment. Anchor Pat Murphy was updating sports fans about tight end Kevin Everett's condition after an in-game injury.
Great news regarding Bills tight end Kevin Everett. He moved his arms and legs today.
As Murphy mentions that Everett could move his arms and legs, they cut to a video of a completely different man in a wheelchair.
That's the wrong video, by the way. That is not the right video.
The baffling courtroom scene that plays out is horrendously inappropriate for the story. As the newsroom cuts quickly from the ill-timed clip, Murphy manages to keep his composure and finish the report like a professional. But we're guessing someone behind the scenes got a serious reprimand. Number 16, edits required. As we were saying about the importance of editing, it applies to the script too.
Good evening, I'm Ken Bastida. Dana is off tonight. He was murdered and then set on fire while celebrating his birthday.
In this clip from CBS 5 Eyewitness News, anchor Ken Bastida announced that his co-worker was out before going into the lead story about a recent homicide. However, there was no clear transition between the two topics, and the victim's name wasn't mentioned. As a result, it looks and sounds like Bastida had just delivered news of a coworker's grisly death with barely any emotion. The real victim's name and picture do appear, making it clear that his fellow anchor is alright, but seriously? A simple reread and we could have avoided a whole lot of shock and confusion. Number 15, complete mic fail. A reporter cannot do their job with a missing microphone, but they should check for one first. During coverage of the Democratic National Convention, we're sent live to reporter Andy Shaw at the event.
I need a mic, Rich, a mic.
He doesn't say a full word before looking down at his notes and then looking for a mic, despite already having a headset to speak into.
Microphone!
Ironically, as Shaw screams for a mic, we can hear his every word. When the feed cuts back to the studio, he's made such a scene that his fellow anchor can't not smirk at the humor of it all. Number 14, anchor laughs at Goatman. Each year, Ig Nobel Prizes are awarded to strange projects that are funny yet fascinating. But the staff at CTV News couldn't get past the funny part when talking about one winner.
He did it because he wanted a simpler life.
Thomas Thwaites had spent 3 days living as a goat, chewing on grass and wearing artificial limbs. As one anchor discusses his findings, she breaks out into laughter.
The IG Nobel Awards honor research that may seem bizarre or amusing.
Although she tries to press on, the visuals prove too much for her to handle. By the end of the segment, 3 studio anchors are cracking up on air, and the Goatman proves himself worthy of his Ig Nobel Prize.
I need a Kleenex.
You guys.
Number 13, can't handle the pressure. This Australian morning show sent a reporter on a mission he could not handle. Up in the sky above the Earth, at the mercy of a pilot who's used to the rigors of plane tricks, a mild-mannered presenter made the mistake of encouraging a man to push him to his limits.
Right, and then we got left. And let's go. Squeezing. Keep squeezing. Keep squeezing. Keep squeezing.
The look of just holding back vomit and exhilaration on his face soon give way to one in which he seems at peace, as unconsciousness takes him. Number 12, close interview with Pole. A dedicated reporter doesn't let anything get in the way of their story. Kent Mulgat demonstrated this when he questioned an irritated lawyer trying to walk away. In the middle of his hot pursuit, Molgat walks straight into a metal pole.
Oh my God, that hurt.
The hit is so striking that even the annoyed lawyer stops to check up on him. A second camera angle shows that Molgat actually stayed on his feet, but that the impact likely cost him a pair of glasses. We don't know if his persistence got him any closer to the truth, but talk about a story with impact. Number 11. Make-believe. One of the most important aspects of bringing the news to the public is cultivating an ability to get to the truth of any story, and not let lies and deception deter you.
We got a plane crash, 29th and King Drive.
How someone in the chain of command of this news station was not able to stop these anchors from treating this TV set as a legitimate crash scene will never cease to amaze us.
We are just getting word that this is being shot as part of a TV show.
We can only imagine if the copter camera panned a little bit more to the side that there would have to be cameras, crew, and maybe even trailers or catering fully in view. Number 10. Jet slack. When you first wake up in the morning and find your way to the nearest TV, one of the last things you'd probably expect to see is a grown man slammed into the sea.
Fox 5 Morning News starts. Look over there.
And it starts right now.
Using a water-powered jetpack when you have what we presume is little TV experience may sound like a fun idea at first, but it also may just lead to internet infamy. When the anchors burst out into uncontrollable laughter at your misfortune immediately thereafter, then that fate is virtually ensured. It still looks wicked fun though. Number 9. Under the influence. BBC correspondent Quentin Somerville got a little too close to this highly exclusive report.
Burning behind me is 8.5 tons of heroin, opium, hashish and other narcotics.
Somerville was taping a segment in the Middle East as a large pile of drugs burned behind him. He manages to record for about 5 seconds before the fumes get to him, causing uncontrollable laughter.
Burning behind me.
Somerville tries to get serious, but each of his attempts to start over proves more side-splitting than the last. At times, even the cameraman seems affected by the smoke. Their giggles may have come from being under the influence, but the laughs this report produces are completely genuine.
Well, we just need one more.
Number 8. News lessons. There are few things in this world more awkward than suddenly finding yourself working under somebody who you were at one time the boss of.
Thank you, Bo. Thank you. All right, it's back to you, Jim.
Ollie, don't let her go away. What does she have a response to that? Is she still there?
Probably the worst case scenario is when you find yourself at odds with him while live on television. But at least you can rest assured that your embarrassment is creating some amazing TV for the rest of the world.
So what do you want now?
Well, if I have to teach you how to be a reporter, Ollie, I'll do that later.
Why don't you do that later, Jim? I think the lady expressed herself, and you're not here, you're there. Is there any question you'd like me to ask her?
We can't help but love every second of this anchor and reporter engaging in schoolyard-level taunts in what should otherwise be a very serious environment.
Well, I'll give you some lessons on how to be an editor, because I was your boss once.
Yeah, you were, and are no longer. How did that happen?
Number 7. Unique introduction. At one time, the world of television was dominated by a few networks that had a stranglehold on what you saw on your sets. As a result, only the most seasoned, experienced people got the chance to helm the news.
Your news leader in high definition.
Gay f***ing shit.
In our modern world, where there are seemingly as many stations as there are stars in the sky, there are many more opportunities for unknowns to grace your TV.
I graduated from West Virginia University, and I'm used to, from being from the East Coast.
An example of why that is not a good thing, AJ Clemente's first seconds on air were stained with vulgarity and awkwardness that got him fired, as well as on Letterman talking about his mistakes. Number 6. Hamster mugshot. This may be the worst place a rodent has ever popped up. An anchor was providing an update on a disappearance case that had gone unsolved for years. As she names Rodney Stanger as a new suspect, viewers were shown the image of a hamster holding a movie slate.
The possible suspect, Rodney Stanger, seen here. Well, no, this is not Rodney Stanger, obviously.
It's on-screen moments before the camera zooms quickly back to the anchor. She manages to dismiss the picture and move on with her report, with only a faint smile as evidence that it ever happened. We will say it once more with feeling. When it comes to live news, proper editing is vital. Number 5. Instant karma. Arguably, there is nothing more visceral than seeing or hearing someone in extreme pain and knowing exactly what's going through their mind. After after trying to trick her opponent into momentarily stopping her grape stomping, the reporter falls face first into the ground. She's clearly in extreme pain, and most of us can relate. In the immediate aftermath of suffering, many of us may try to put up a front that the experience isn't as bad as it seems. So it would take an all-encompassing pain that our brains would not be able to ignore to make us drop that facade.
Oh, I can't breathe. Stop.
Oh no. Oh
boy,
dear.
I think she's actually hurt.
No,
there.
I think she is.
Yeah, she's
Ouch.
hurt. She took a hard fall off there.
The end of this news segment is the incarnation of that effect, and we cannot stop listening to it, though we're also cringing at the same time. Number 4, boom. You'd think that the two segments of the news that seem the most clear-cut and easy to handle would be the weather and sports.
Switching to Ball State men's tennis, it seems last week it seems every week they have a player.
The latter is oftentimes just spouting stats and scores with a few moments of personal opinions or witticisms thrown in.
Steven Jackson's David.
As such, many couch potatoes who love sports may fancy themselves a good fit for the role. If you happen to know someone with delusions of grandeur about their potential as a sportscaster or reporter and you want to shut them up, then this clip is for you.
Later he gets the rebound, passes it to the man, shoots it, and boom goes the dynamite.
Sometimes incapable of even stringing a sentence together, this reporter can only spout one memorable line convincingly. Number 3, guy mistaken for expert. This may be the most hilarious case of mistaken identity ever recorded. Guy Goma went into the BBC News studios to interview for an IT job.
I mean, you got an interview there, so it's a big surprise anyway.
A big surprise. But his interview took a turn when a staff member mistook him for tech journalist Guy Cuny and put Goma on live television. As Guy Cuny is introduced, we see the look of fear flash on his face. Against all odds, Goma is able to hold it together and answer the reporter's questions with surprisingly good answers.
Exactly. You can go everywhere on the cyber cafe and you can check. You can go easy. It's gonna be very easy way for everyone to get something to the.
Unfortunately, Guy's quick thinking did not get him a job in the IT department, but it did get him future TV appearances, for which he was actually able to prepare. Number 2, we'll do it live. Unlike some of the other reporters on this list, Bill O'Reilly is a very seasoned television personality.
Yeah, I can't read it. There's no words on it.
It may be because of that he feels comfortable acting like this on set.
What does that mean? To play us out?
When the teleprompter doesn't display what he expects, instead of being a professional and working to rectify the situation, he at first barely holds in his unbridled rage, and then completely unleashes it on those behind the scenes.
We'll do it live! It. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
The fact that he is aware that he's being filmed by the very people he unleashes on speaks to his pompous belief that they would never share the footage with others. Luckily for all of us, he was very wrong.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Zero prank radar. When Asiana Airlines Flight 214 crashed on its final approach to an airport in San Francisco, it had the focus of eyes and ears worldwide.
KTVU has just learned the names of the 4 pilots who were on board the flight. They are Captain Sum Ting Wong, Wee Tu Lo, Ho Li Fook, and Bang Ding Ao.
Even in this most grave of circumstances, there are those among us that saw it as an opportunity for jokes and levity. After years of falling for fake names, even Mo from The Simpsons may have balked at just how ridiculous a name like Sum Ting Wong sounds when read out loud, but somehow it still made it to live television, with the Bay Area's KTVU Channel 2 News reporting several incorrect pilot names as fact.
We made several mistakes when we received this information. First of all, we never read the names out loud.
Did you catch any of these hilarious news fails live? Let us know in the comments below.
Oh man, it's a great day! It's a great day!
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.